The weather is really nice today, or at least in the weather of my feelings, because outside it's incredibly hellish out there, right? Today, fam, or yesterday rather, last night, I suppose, whatever time zone you're in, the recording, or sorry, the streaming rather, of the second episode of the 100 Girlfriends manga, the anime adaptation rather, I should say, has been released, and boy oh boy is it so incredibly good. I really just can't wait to share and give my thoughts about this the episode, right? So starting off with the second episode, right? Rentaro already has, his first two girlfriends, right? We have Hakari and Karane, and it starts off with the scene where Rentaro was talking to a telephone pole, starting his day with telling a telephone pole, "Hey, I have two girlfriends," right? And they're so incredibly cute, and that whole interaction overall, it was really nice, and same pretty much with the first episode as well. I love how the anime's direction, the director, right, took the approach in storyboarding, where they really added these new details to the story that gives it a sort of fresh new perspective, right? And on top of that fresh new perspective, I really love the approach to the animation as well, where they would have the expressions of Rentaro, Hakari, and Karane really similar, right? And so lovely, well drawn, right? Well animated in the anime. Biberi never fails. I really love how they've really took the creative direction of the Hyakano anime. I think that it's so incredibly good, and it fits so incredibly well as well, right? Because of how it really is indeed similar to that of the manga style that we've come to really love all these years, right? Aside from that, I also really love the different forms and different animation, I guess, style, so to speak, right? With the bubbly cuteness, the chibi squishy, cheeks that you want to squish, right? Or what you want to, squeeze, that type of deal. That sort of vibe that you get from characters such as Hakari, Karane, right? Whenever they act so cute, it's just absolutely amazing. The way that they carry both the animation to make it so adorable and pleasing to the eyes is it's a way, or that I can really describe watching this anime as well, right? It's so pleasing to the eyes. I don't know how to really explain it. I guess the color scheming of the Hyakano anime just gives off such a happy vibe, and I really love it. It really calms the heart, fam. Paired along as well with the amazing performances of the voice actors of Hakari, Karane, and Rentaro, which I'll also address later on, right? The layers of it, right, compiling together to form the anime is incredibly beautiful. From the first episode, they've released, or they've showed us the ending theme song, right? And with this episode, we were able to see the opening theme song, right? We've heard of it, yes, sure enough, especially from the promotional materials, the promotional videos, for instance, right, where we'd see or hear that soundbite of the chorus of the opening theme song playing. But seeing the theme song, or I guess in its TV size, so to speak, entirety in the anime, I really love it. But the cherry on top, in my opinion, right, with that, aside from just the vocals, is the animation of the theme song, the opening theme song itself. Because the way I can express it, right, fam, is that I cried. I was brought to tears from how the song itself was already good, but seeing the anime, right, the animation of the visuals of the opening theme song just brought me to tears, like, from within, and just tears of joy, fam. Just tears of joy is what I meant. The way that I can express how much the opening really resonated with me, right, as a fan of this series for so long, is how the lyrics, right, of the part when they go, "And die, I'm sorry if I couldn't, sing well. Plus, I really shouldn't, or else I get, stricken down, right? And we wouldn't want that, right? But the chorus of the song, fam, is where it really hit me. because of how the visuals of the anime of the opening theme song as well was really so, it really blends together well. I think everything about the opening theme song is just perfect, right? The build up to to the chorus, right, paired with the visuals of it, it's incredibly amazing. Followed by that emotional opening theme song, we have the introduction of the vice principal, which was executed perfectly with the execution of emotional damage to that poor student who got a taste of the wrath of the French kiss of the vice principal, right? So, yeah, that part, the anime really added good amount of details, right? Terrifyingly good amount of details, and it's incredibly fearsome, right? There's a lot of elements as well to the way that they've approached animating the vice principal's character that also make it really hilarious, especially seen on the anime and part of her movements, right? The way that she crawls around like an insect. Seeing that animated gives me a good chuckle here and there. It also gives me a good chuckle and a good, I guess, heartwarming vibe to the entire anime. As again, the voice actors, right? I want a huge props and just amazing work from the voice actors, the cast of this anime, right? Seeing them with more dialogue aside from just the first episode, and just aside from just the promotional videos and promotional materials and the trailers, for instance, right, that we've seen, their dialogue is really delivered majestically, right? Indeed, it gives the characters so much more dimension to the character. So for instance, you have Wataru Kato who voices Rentaro. His dialogues on punchlines and delivery of jokes is incredibly hilarious. He has that nice strong accent as well, especially when he delivers that joke, right? But there's also that nice contrast to when he shifts to that lovey-dovey moment, especially when he talks he monologues in his mind about how cute Hakari is, for instance, or Karane is, for instance, right? The moment where he goes, Kya moment, so to speak, right? Kaide Hondo as Hakari, the contrast with her high class, mannerisms and speech is, by far amazing, high class in itself as well, but also the failed scheme, I guess, retorts or the moments when her schemes failed. Kaide Hondo really delivers the lines of Hakari in such a nice, playful manner, especially when for instance, in moments where she goes, where she even speaks a bit of English here and there, right? I find it to be so really in line as well, right? With like that's something that Hakari would also do, right? Mio Tomita as Karane, the tsundere accent and vibe that she delivers is on top, right? It's incredibly cool, and you just can't help but feel so attracted to the way that Mio Tomita delivers Karane's tsundere-ness, right? That's exactly tsundere, right? Then we have also the rooftop scene, or the scene where we finally get to see the three of them, right? The family, Rentaro, the start of the family, so to speak, Rentaro, Hakari, and Karane, having lunch at the rooftop, which will eventually be their sort of base of operations, so to speak, right? Or their family home, right? Or the main place where a lot of amazing moments in the manga would happen, right? Or would happen in the story, so to speak. One thing as well that a lot of fans have been trying to speculate on, especially with the coming of the adaptation, some of us would wonder, would they play the Hajimete no Chu song? Now, for those of you who don't know, that is a song, Hajimete no Chu, my first kiss, something like that, right? That's a song that was part of this sort of little scene, right, in the second chapter of the manga, where Rentaro is devising this plan on who would really get the first kiss, right? Will it be Hakari or Karane? And part of the plan was to have this song involved, and if it were to be adapted into the anime, how would they approach it, right? Would they really play the song? Well, the answer to that is that they've actually modulated it a bit, right? So that it kind of feels like, the actual song, but it's not, to, I guess, avoid copyright and the like. But I really love the approach to, including this nice detail as well. So really amazing, right? And with the second episode as well, fam, there's that, that one scene that's gonna be kept confidential in order to, not hurt Karen's feelings. That scene really, gave me a, yep, and I that made me confirm, right, that this anime surely is going to have a censored and uncensored version, right? And as someone who's up to date rather with this manga, right, I knowing this manga really well, of course there are gonna be, there's gonna be some censorships here and there, especially when it's being broadcasted, and especially more than ever streamed on YouTube in the Muse Asia channel, which you can only watch it, right, in certain parts of the in certain countries, unless if you have a VPN to access the episodes, right, in your region. Fast forward, you get to see their beautiful kiss, right, and a surprise transitioning to the to this next scene, right, where we get to see the next character in this story, which is, or who is rather, Shizuka, right? So I really love that how they're really able to, get the Shizuka's introduction, so to speak, right, or at least the part when Rentaro zings or makes a love connection, right, or love at first sight, shock electrifying moment with that of Shizuka. So I really love that they have added that as well, right? So in episode 3, right, presumably, I think I just want to, try to predict or give my hypothesis, so to speak, right, on how the story might approach Shizuka's in the first 10 minutes or so, I guess, or maybe 15 minutes, who knows, would be the sort of, interaction, right? The interaction between Shizuka and Rentaro, right? They go through their sort of the conflicts that Shizuka has, right? And nearing the episode, we get to see Shizuka finally interact rather with Hakari and Karane, right? And yeah, from then on, who knows, right, what would actually happen. But again, this is just a hypothesis of mine, so I'm really not so sure on that, right? But what's certainly sure, fam, is that this anime, thus far, I really love it. So yeah, I guess that's about it, fam. Thank you for listening and take care.